to another video. So today's video is actually going to be a fun one. I have a bunch of makeup in front of me that I have not used in quite some time that I'm kind of excited to do a deep dive back into to see my thoughts on them after, you know, it's been a while since I have used them. So if that is something that interests you, let's go ahead and dive into it now. Okay, you guys, before I dive into this, I have to show you the new Starbucks Spring Cup launch. I picked this up, or well, my husband picked it up for me, but look at the little bunny topper on it. It kind of keeps the straw from getting hair on it, and if you guys don't know, I do have 9 cats and 2 dogs in my house, so that right there is awesome. But the fact that it's cute and it just screams spring to me is the icing on the cake for today. But let's go ahead and dive into some of these makeup products that I haven't used in a while, and some of these I'm not even sure what I think about. Ooh, that was great. Let me make my hair look really bad to start with. So the first product I'm going to use is not a new product to me at all, so I'm just going to talk while I put this on, and it is the SheGlam Birthday Skin Primer. So you guys might be wondering why I'm using some of these products, because if you're an avid viewer of my channel, you will know that some of these products got decluttered. And what happened is my daughter has recently decided she's not that into makeup, one of my daughters, and she decided to get rid of some of her makeup that, of course, most of her makeup did come from me to start with, so I will say she decided to get rid of some of my old makeup. And I'm, of course, being the makeup lover I am, like, okay, wait, before you do that, I want to go through that makeup. And some of this makeup is definitely from that box and from my daughter, so I'm excited to show it to you guys. So the foundation that I'm going to use is not that new, but it is the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint, and I have the shade Light 1. And I honestly have not used this probably since December. You guys, if you didn't see any of my other videos where I talked about where I have been or what I have been doing, we'll just say that I have pretty much used the same makeup for the past 3 months, and I am just slowly getting back into wearing different makeup. So I've not actually worn this since December, and this was that's my dog being huffy, this was one of my favorite like foundation products, even though it's a skin tint, and we can just see it just makes the skin look pretty. Now, I say that a lot on my channel, so if you're new here and you're like, okay, you use that phrase an awful lot, can you give us another descriptor? I'm one of those that if it makes my skin look pretty, makes me feel pretty, I'm just gonna say that. It looks pretty, and that is exactly what the skin tint does. It just makes my skin look pretty. I really enjoy the way this looks, and I've kind of missed this, but it is a very finicky foundation. I do have creases in my mouth, and my chin down here, of course, and this is a product that will sink into fine lines and wrinkles, so I do have to set it. And I found a way to do that where I'm gonna pat it out and blend it out, and then as I'm setting my foundation with powder, I'm gonna pat it out again. And that is actually the way that I used this foundation before, and I'm kind of still hoping it works that way. It almost, in this light, now I did used to film in a room with like ring lights and natural lights, but it almost in this lighting looks a little light for me. But that's okay, we're gonna press on, because I actually have a concealer that's a little too dark for me that I'm going to use, and it is the Lancome Teint Idole All Over Concealer, and I have the shade 110-0110. I don't have a lot of blemishes to cover up, so I'm just gonna put this around my eyes, and as you guys can see, it is almost my exact skin tone, which is great. But I do like a little brightening around my eyes. So while I say it's dark, it's not because it's actually too dark for me. It's just because it doesn't offer the brightness that I like. Oh my goodness, I do love the way this blends out. I've been using my Shot Miss AOA Stick Concealer, and you guys, I love that, but it does not offer the coverage. And can we just like, appreciate, even though it looks a little deep for me, how smooth my under eyes look. I miss that. That is probably going to come out, and as it's getting a little bit warmer outside, I am probably going to be using this a lot more. This, I don't know, it almost seems too light for me, which is really weird because when I tried it, I was definitely at my palest, so that's interesting. I'm sorry if you hear my neighbor's wind chimes. It will provide a little ambiance for this. And then I'm just going to use my IRL setting powder from Makeup Revolution. I do not have any other setting powders currently in my collection, and I'm just going to heavily apply this on my eyes, to set down the concealer, but also to kind of lighten it up because it is a white powder, and even though it says translucent, most white translucent setting powders are white. Okay, interestingly enough, I don't have to tap out the crease on my chin here because it didn't settle in that. I wonder if the SheGlam primer I'm using is better than the other one that I was using, the Joa Mattifying Primer. Kind of wondering if this primer is a little bit better for the skin tint. And this is the line here that it usually sets in, that it didn't set in today. And it didn't offer, like, this is definitely a skin tint, so it did not offer full coverage. So there is that. So next is going to be the Benefit Hoola bronzer here. And you guys, I got this probably about 3 months ago for the Trying YouTubers Favorites from 10 years ago video that I did, and I'm just going to give this a go again because I honestly don't remember what I thought about this. It's been a while since I've played with this bronzer. The theme of this video. What do we think of that bronzer? It kind of looks a little warm for me, but I actually don't mind that with my hair being as dark as it is. I've been leaning more into warmer eyeshadows, warmer bronzers, warmer blushes, just warmer tones in general because I think they provide a nice contrast to having dark black hair. Well, black blue, if you will. I actually think with the bronzer, my foundation doesn't look as light. So maybe that's the way I was using it before, as I was just bronzing it up a lot. But I kind of like this with the dark hair. It doesn't seem too warm, so. Okay, so for blushes, I actually have 2 Essence blushes, and neither one of these do I think I've actually used on camera. The first one is going to be the Essence and Disney Mickey and Friends Bouncy Blush in Another Perfect Day. And this is a lot like the MAC Glow Play blushes, where it's got the bouncy texture to them. And I really like this color. And then the other blush that I was thinking about was the Essence Merry Christmas, My Dear Liquid Blush. And this came out for this past holiday. I think because I'm planning on doing a green eyeshadow look, I'm going to use the Essence Disney Mickey and Friends Bouncy Blush. Again, this was in the shade 02. And I'm just going to take kind of like an angled brush here and get it all on the brush here. I like that color. I really like that color. And it instantly gives life to the cheeks. So if you guys have this one, I would definitely pull it out for this time of year. Actually, this is the MAC Glow Play blush in the shade So Natural, the really, really popular shade that everybody loves. Just this beautiful natural shade. And then this is going to be Another Perfect Day from Essence. So very, very similar. I don't know if you can see, but this one's just slightly pinker, but those 2 blushes are very similar. They're not necessarily similar if you're looking in the pan, as you can see there, but you can definitely tell this one's slightly pinker. But swatched out, these do look very similar, and they're kind of reminding me of each other on the cheeks. All right, you guys, I have my brows done, and I sprayed my face with my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. And now I'm going to put on some highlighter. And I pulled out the Profusion Jurassic Park Illuminating Highlighter here in the shade Jurassic Stomper. And you guys, I don't think I've used this since a month after it launched over the summer. So I am very excited to use this and see what I still think about it. I'm just going to use this brush here. This is a setting brush from Real Techniques, and we are going to apply this and see what I think. It kind of almost looks like it has hard pan in it, and I haven't really used it, so we'll see. I actually kind of like that. It gives just a little bit more on this side where I applied it. It gives just a little bit more of a glow to the cheeks, whereas this side just has almost a natural glow going on. I haven't applied any over there. It gives just enough. It's not too much. It just gives enough that it looks pretty. And I won't say natural, but with the makeup that I've put on, it kind of matches it. It's not overly glittery, overly out there. It's just something that kind of goes with it. Adds just a little bit to it. I don't know why I'm trying to highlight my nose. I'm not a person that does that. Or highlights the Cupid bow, but I'm really liking this highlighter. So my next makeup product is going to be the Makeup Revolution, and this is their lipstick in White Wedding. I got this in an advent calendar, and you guys, I don't think I've used it since. But it's this really pretty color, and I kind of think it's gonna go good with today's look, so let's see what we got. It's not overly pink. Kind of a mix between a pink berry. It's not overly pink that makes you kind of like, but it's not a berry either that's like too deep. I like this. I like this. I wonder how this formula will last. I'm gonna have to try this out, and I'll leave wear notes down below and let you guys know what I think of this, but this color, I'm digging. Again, with the dark hair, I guess dark-haired people have more options, because when I tried this, I think I had red or purple hair, and I'm not entirely sure I liked that color on me then. All right, and my last makeup revisit that I have not used in a while that I'm going to use is the SheGlam Cosmic Come Up palette. You guys, this was such a cute launch. I had so much fun making that video, and then I didn't really use this much afterwards. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it today, and because we are in March, I think I'm gonna use these greens right here. Starting out with In Orbit, which is this shade right there. Well, that blended really, really easily. I will say the sun is starting to shine through my windows, so if I start getting rainbows on my face from the stickers that I have on my windows, I'm trying to get this filmed before those stickers start putting the cast on my face, but we'll see how that goes. But at least you guys will get to see how the makeup looks in natural lighting as well as the other lighting. That blended so easy. That was what I would deem effortless. I'm gonna take this brush here and that deeper shade called Jupiter right there, and we're gonna fluff that into the outer corner. Hopefully as easy as that green one went on there, because that was super easy. I haven't been into really like in-depth eyeshadow looks. If it takes a long time for my me to put on eyeshadow, I'm usually not putting it on, to be honest with you. Oh my goodness. That was just as easy as the other one. Wow. You can kind of see the rainbow coming through over there from the sticker. I'm hurrying. All right, I'm just gonna go in with that first brush. We're gonna ignore the train in the background, and I'm just blending those together. Like that. I kind of like that. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and go in with this shade right here called Big Bang, and I'm just going to kind of take my finger and put that more towards the outer corner. I'm now thinking that this lipstick might have been too bold for me to go for, but that's okay. I really like that. I really like that green. Okay, so and then I'm going to take this shade right here called Light Year, and that's going to go in the inner corner. I will say this shade here is a lot more chunky than the initial green, that initial Jupiter that I put down. It's kind of like the color isn't there. The sparkle is definitely there, but the color isn't. Can we see that? All right, so to finish up this eye look, I think I'm just going to take a little bit of this green right here and kind of run it on the lower lash line, outer corner area, just to kind of schmooze it over, if you will. I'm going to be using a little bit more of a fluffy brush here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the eyes there. I'm gonna throw on my ColourPop eyeliner real quick and my e.l.f. mascara, and I will be right back to discuss some of these older products that I used. All right, you guys, I've got trains going and cats eating, but I'm still going to go ahead and give you guys my final reviews on this. This highlighter, I forgot how good this is. I am really liking this. I'm really liking the way it kind of meshed with a more glowy, natural, fresh look, and it's not accentuating any of my pores or my wrinkles or, you know, texture because I am in my 40s. I highly, highly recommend pulling this back out if you have it in your collection. This, oh, my hair is doing something weird. This right here, I do like the way it sits on my skin, but you guys, I am in a committed relationship right now with my Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream. I really like that. Every time I stray away from that anymore, I feel like my makeup doesn't look as good. So while I still like this, I will say it does not hold up to my Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream. This Hoola bronzer, while I did not like it when I had a different hair color with the darker hair color here, I don't actually think this pulls too orange on me. You guys will have to let me know in the comments down below. Does it look like it's pulling too orange for me? I don't think it is. I think I actually might be able to use this again, which is really exciting. This concealer right here, I still love. I still think it might be just a hair bit too deep for this time of year for me, but I cannot wait to use this again. I still love this and highly recommend this concealer, even with all the new concealers that are out there. This lipstick right here that I am wearing, I did blot it off just a little bit to try to give it a little bit less of an in-your-face bold color, and I kind of like the way that it just, you know, it kind of just blended out and blended into my lips so beautifully. Like, isn't that pretty, you guys? This blush right here, I think is gorgeous and I highly recommend, and I think it's actually comparable to the MAC So Natural Glow Play blush. Now again, they are not exact shade dupes, but they are close enough and they are giving the like look of each other, the look and feel of each other on the cheeks. I could actually probably do one on one side and one on the other and you wouldn't notice the difference. Like, that is honestly how close those are in colors. And last but not least, this SheGlam palette that I've not used in a while. You guys, this blended out so beautifully on my eyes. That was effortless. I am showing you those clips in real time. Besides me fumbling with my brushes is the only thing that I am cutting out. That did not take me very long, and I really like the way this look came out. But you guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you again next Sunday for another video. Bye!